However, we'll start with Sonnet 8, a matter of. Answer all questions. Hypothetical speculations are discarded as invalid. Only lived truths are acceptable. Have you ever been arrested, done more than 24 hours in jail, feared for your ass in a locked room or a steamy shower, when outnumbered 4 or 5 to 1, then held up and felt afraid of the idiot on the other end of the gun, or held someone up and known the fear of the trigger and the desperation of your actions, known those whose fists are always tight inside their hearts, whose blood is trained to freeze on command. Are you familiar with those drowning in anger, rage, and frustration, who battle denial with a barrage of motherfuckers and bitches and live from the back of the hand to the mouth? Soon, some will learn to weep for others and cease the redundant mourning of their own deaths. Paper in this book is very slippery. Sonnet 20, Burden. I read this somewhere last week or so and got a comment on it from someone, Jim, I think, so I thought I'd read it again. Burden. I carry my language in a knapsack, tossed over a shoulder, that gentle knocks my back as I walk. The letters, the words tumble like balls at a bingo game. I reach behind to pull out 5, 6 random letters, 4 vowels and an H. I repeat the pull, more nonsense. All letters return to the bag. Finally home, the bag emptied onto the kitchen table, clatters out curiosity, like bones holding to a secret. I stir the letters with a finger. I get in return continued confusion and a lack of cooperation. Maybe tomorrow. This poem is titled Adios. I've written a few poems with one-word titles in foreign languages. And I guess, I don't know, just playing around, but they're all about goodbye. Adios. I do not expect I will know my death any more than I will know yours. Dead end. How close are you? Can you see a way where you don't lose? How insignificant one last time. Hardly worth a rhyme. There is only relaxation, no struggles or anticipation. What comes next when the moon stills? Here we are, waiting our turn to never smile again, to see you around. Let's shake and grab a hug until I disappear without a shrug. Sonnet 34 is titled Confusion. I can't keep up. The more I read, the more I write. The more I write, the less I read. Time blows clouds my way, the strong kind, not the fluffy ones. The books on my shelves smile dares at me. Come, open me, I can help you balance your phrasing. Find that impossible metaphor that all publishers will drool over and immediately send out an acceptance letter. Deny that smug smile based on an ephemeral moment. Stuff your ego into a sack and close it tightly. There is more that waits to be done. Sonnet 38, just passing through. The problem with now, it never lingers, is never around long enough, always impatient to move on. Strange as it seems, I am now changing to then, with more questions about what I was not. Now and then, play, tease, in mists of uncertainty, not to be confused with before and after, two straight shooters, easily defined, except when one is a witness in a murder trial. Make a choice, you have a 50% chance of being right. Okay, now we'll move on to some other things. This is a poem. Ellen was a guidance counselor at an elementary school, and well, this will be defined it's about a former student. He never had a chance, as Ellen reads about a former student accused of murder and several robberies. He attended her former elementary school. The major problem, he could not read. Lost by 5th grade. He lived with his mother, her boyfriend, and 2 siblings. His sister was smart. He could not read. His desk was the last row, farthest corner. A nice kid, now on trial for murder. Puts up a weak defense with more holes than bricks. Escapes with a life sentence. He could not read. In truth, he never had a chance. Let's see. Okay. These are sonnets 96 and 97. They each, they're broken in half. So we have 4 sections here, and each section has a little epigraph, which is taken from the book An American Sunrise by Joy Harjo, and they're from pages 3 and 4. So sonnets 96 and 97. You cannot force poetry with a ruler or jail it at a desk. Ruler, someone who rules. With poetry, it is the poet who rules, makes his or hers known, oblivious to texts of others, the rules that bind, that gray the mind. Ignore these rules, return to the pleasures of imagination. Mystery is a bind, but wills you to untie the cloth in eternity. You write trying to untie mystery's knot. The poems lead to more knots, a comforting pleasure, something you savor, never tire of. Not fooled by eternity, you write on as long as your pen will carry you. Sonnet 97. The end can only follow the beginning, and that will zigzag through time, governments, and lovers. Let the end be open, even in denial. Every letter is a beginning that travels an undefined course. Zigzag opens the mind, travels past governments, maybe even past the critics who are eager to deny you accolades. Persist, accept all challenges. Be who you are, even if it kills you. You are the answer to all of your questions. Relax, reflect, and you will discover the language of your perfection. You will own it in spite of many doubts. The words will flow, filtered through dedication to the truth. All right, I think we'll skip that one. How about a real long one, like a sonnet and a half? How about that? Number 143. It's titled Forthcoming and has an epigraph by the poet Joseph Stroud, The Lucid Architecture of Death. Time dissolves, pricked by shards of memory, labors under the borders of history's nightmares. New diseases carry the burden of skeptical questioning. Governments float on denial as truth shadows disaster, assumes an unbearable burden, dissolves faster than a snowflake. A handshake may be a death sentence. Priceless becomes an anachronism. Monsoons of lies storm for attention. Are we all more or less losers as skepticism becomes the music of choice. Instability and transience lure as new frontiers. Many small explosions deny the process's safety. Hope's whirlwind prances, an illusion of chew on this, chew on that, a choking cud, a desperate music teases sanity. We dance to the rhythm of disaster as the tightrope grows ever tauter. It's a funny word to say, Tauter. This is Sonnet 144, A Future. An unhurried wind winds its way through the brain's channels. Strong walls protect, but the ego, always hungry, slashes at anything that disturbs complacency. Ruled by impatience to crack open tomorrow's dam that will never be more than a trickle. Best to avoid superlatives, like the word superlative. Unhappy in the future's narrowed perspective. A tattoo of God on my arm, cloud and question mark. Okay, this is a little humor here. It's entitled Excess. Why subscribe to anything for more than a day, a week at most? Yet we enjoy a multi-year rate to save a few dollars that makes us feel thrifty. And if death unexpectedly blocks our way, there are no refunds for the unused portion of anything paid for in advance. So we pay up front and hope to survive. We take a 6-year loan, and by the end of 3 years, we hope that someone steals the car and smashes it beyond repair. Then there is life insurance, which does not really insure life, but offers a token when life is over. And the clever name, whole life, as if you could only insure half a life. Let's see. This is a sonnet which has an epigraph by Alice Walker. I would give to the human race only hope. Are we worth it? For we do not deal well with things of little material value. We swelter in the miasma of our misery. We are not created for the extremes of ice and fire, shiver and hug. Could we, would we be able to take a chance on hope, endure the uncertainty of its nebulous promises? A small itch that grows becomes large and ungainly. Please, more light, less shadow. All right. Okay, just a couple more here. This is Sonnet 158, entitled Walk, an epigraph by Dorian Lau, I guess L-A-U-X. What good are statistics on a morning like this? Let yesterday's storm recede to a small puddle. Let me refresh a smile and eagerly greet my neighbors. Let me accept new challenges, and this day not to be a recapitulation. Let me avoid the paralysis of numbers. Let me accept this day without prejudice. Let me bathe in the love I think I have earned. Let me mock the sun as it burns my face. Let me refuse the foolish double dare. Let me grind numbers to confetti. Let me avoid the selfishness of tears. Let me defy intrusive cameras and algorithms as I walk to the park. And I think maybe just one or two more. Oh, okay. This will be the last one. Entitled Poem with Questions, and I don't think anybody's ever heard it. So let me wrap my arms around your energy, your precise movements, your deliberate language that opens its surprising secrets. There is an ease about you, the smile, the way you show appreciation, all fed by a quiet, consistent energy. I have never dared a poem like this, one that could be easily misunderstood. If it is, I would not mind, except the verbal cudgels of disappointment. Language is too often draped in defensive puzzles. This poem addressed to you is about me, and therefore raises questions I cannot answer. Thank you.